Hi, friends. Long time no speak. I've just received my eighth or ninth computer since starting to whistleblow around 2002. Um, I've got four or five of them back, but it really is a huge project to get boot them up again and extract the evidence. And I believe this has been the purpose of keep either stealing my devices or frying them remotely is to destroy evidence. So, um, it's a huge mountain to climb. So if you can, please subscribe, share, comment, and contribute if you can. My main support platform is GoFundMe. I've just paid 196 euros on blog platform fees and 463 on a refurbished computer, which I'm very happy with. It took 2 weeks to arrive, even though it was ordered off an Irish website, but it came through Germany and then the Netherlands, and then 2 weeks later it arrived on my doorstep. But Secondhand Rose refurbished, it seems to be fantastic. And I am loath to spend top of the range prices. I did that twice. Once on um, a computer that was funded by a church in New York, and that was 980 or something, which got stolen by the Gardaí. And once on a brand new Samsung Galaxy 23, and that got robbed in broad daylight. So I'm loath to just keep replacing technology, knowing that there's a good chance they'll be taken again. So anyway, if you can help, please do GoFundMe. Um, the link is in the description box. It's something like Angie Power Disney 2024, 2025 archives, like preserving the truth, something like that. You'll find it. But anyway, the link's in my description box. And I haven't been online. I haven't had a really functioning computer, really, not really, since Stormy Owen in January, although I could get spotty coverage here and there, but it finally died. So I'm just going to do a brief update, which need blogs really. But I remember a book I used to read to one of my children, and it was called, I don't know what the name was, but it was like, that's good. No, that's bad. No, that's good. And it used to make us laugh so much. And so there has been some good news. So, and I always prefer good news. So one of the good news reports is that AXA Insurance, after 6 months, finally settled my storm damage claim fairly. Up until then, they had been outrageous, and I made two or three videos about them, and finally they caved and they dealt with me fairly. So I've been able to replace the hot water cylinder. I've been able to replace the oven. I've been able to replace the computer and the screen and the surge protector. And I still have a couple of things left to do. But that was good. That was the result. That was good news. And I'm very grateful for those that helped me with that. Um, the second good news story is Rebecca put me in touch with Mark. I'm not going to say people's last names. And then Mark shared my video about my field and got about, I don't know, 6,000 views. And then Colin picked up from that and said, look, he's a farmer and a farm contractor for haymaking and large tractors and so on. And Mark said, look, I'm all the way in King's Court, but I'll help you with your field. And no matter how hard I tried to offer to pay him, he wouldn't let me. And he came finally with his son and his son's friend, and they cleared the boreen access to my field until their machine broke down. And then they had to call it quits and promise to come back. And I'm sure they will. And then my niece also um, had her farmer guy go in and make hay off my land, but not the boreen. They couldn't access the boreen, so that's now cleared. And I'm hoping to get up there very soon before the winter sets in. So that's another bit of good news. And what else is there? Yeah, the good news, yeah, more good news. And I feel like, it's no good just broadcasting emergencies and crises if you don't come back with the outcome. And I had the Facebook Live that got 6,000 views on Facebook, part of it was, do I have a turbo cancer? Let's just see if there's a notification coming through. Oh, it's gone. Right. And I have been tested, and although they have not got to the bottom of what is going on with my bodysuit, they have established it's not cancer. So that's good news, isn't it? So I went through I had 12 hospital admissions or appointments in 12 weeks. Um, it was so intense. But it has established it's not cancer. Now, the latest instruction from Cavan General was, we're ordering you an emergency MRI to see if we can establish what it is that way. But then the MRI department told me, oh, don't hold your breath. Our MRI machine is broken down. Just shocking. Just absolutely shocking. Where is all this money going that's supposedly directed to the HSE that, other than administrative salaries from between 150,000 plus, just plus. And I just want to, although I'm not going to refer directly to the stalker issue, but I want to refer to particular cruelty of people mocking me for having discussed what you might call women's problems, ovarian cancer, uterine cancer, uh, and in the Bible, there's a very famous, it's not a parable, it's the truth about a woman who'd had an issue of blood for 12 years, and she'd spent all her life savings trying to get healed. And in those biblical days, a woman bleeding was not allowed inside the city limits. You had to go outside the city limits in order to bleed because it was considered unclean. Um, and this woman, and you had to ring a bell if you came within the city limits and you were bleeding, you had to ring a bell. And this woman dared to approach because Jesus was going through the city, and she dared to just touch the hem of his garment, and she got healed after 12 years. So I'm not going to be shamed about uh, openly talking about um, potentially life-threatening issues that women go through, because I know men do also. Prostate cancer and even cancer itself used to be very taboo. And I remember a neighbour of mine, Bill, in Suffolk, in Stonham Parva, I don't think he'd been to the GP in 40 years. He was such a stoic. He was a father of four, a grandfather of 16, a wonderful husband, and a wonderful neighbor. But he was too embarrassed to tell his wife or go to the GP about symptoms he was having. And finally, he gave in and went to the GP after 40 years. And the GP said, you've got stomach cancer and you've got about 10 days to live. And sure enough, 10 days later, he died. So this rubbish about, oh my God, do you think people want to hear the details of your issues and your health? You know, it's like, you horrible, horrible person, you know? And so there was another part of the health issue. But anyway, it's gone out of my head for now, but that's fine. So I was advised by Cavan General, our MRI machine is broken. You might go private. It's like, you know, I'm of the, I'm inclined to think I don't want endless interventions till I'm in my 90s. You know, when my time comes, it comes. But at the same time, I don't want to be in pain. I don't like pain, you know? Right, let's see what else. The bad news. Well, the good news seems worth celebrating. The bad news, right. I would advise people to follow my Facebook, um, Angela Teresa Power Disney on Facebook, and Angela Power Diz One on X, because whilst I haven't been able to do videos, um, I have kind of kept active on those two platforms. So yeah, the new refurbished computer taking 2 weeks to arrive from Germany and the Netherlands. Despite coming from an Irish platform, it seems to be wonderful. And I just updated uh the blog fees, you know, and my one of my colleagues has done amazing because the old computer died, and like literally I'm on number 8 or 9. So I don't buy it that they just overheat or you know, I do think there's interference, but it doesn't matter. But because my computer died, my one of my colleagues has had to re-establish my blog, my every platform. And whilst I am trying to retire and I'm declining interviews, like I was offered an interview with the ex-babysitter of Elon Musk and Alan Tate of the Ammanford Files, and so many people are reaching out to me and saying, "Will you interview me?" And I've had to say, just I'm not able at the moment. Much as I value your trust in me and your willingness to disclose, um, I kind of feel like I want to, because AI, like if you look at the recent, uh, I don't even want to say his name, like the censorship is so strong. But if you look at the recent assassination, which seems to resonate with JFK and MLK and 9/11 and 7/7 and Boston and blah, blah, blah. Seems to resonate with so many of those FFs. And I'm not saying it is or it isn't, but I just feel like in this day and age of AI and fake, deep fake, I would rather just tell my own testimony, you know, because that I know to be true because I lived it, you know. Even though so many people contact me, can I disclose to you? Please, can I disclose to you? You know, in my final phases, I may just be able to tell my own story. So I think I'll leave it at that for now. If you can help, please click the GoFundMe link in my description box. Especially, please subscribe, comment, share, and pray. Pray, please pray. And thank you to those who have walked beside me. It's been the toughest year, possibly. I think it has been the toughest year. And I know that you guys are going through that too. I've had messages and emails from people that are going through just, you'd feel like you couldn't tolerate it. You couldn't endure another moment. And I think just by, like, people are saying to me, retire, retire. But if there's one of my subscribers out there who is comforted by hearing from me that you're not alone, and the Bible says, like, if we endure, if we do not faint, if we do not faint or grow weary, we will endure till the end. I'm paraphrasing, but I could find that on a Bible app. I could do it now, actually, to show people how easy it is to find Bible quotes. You don't have to just wildly remember. Right. If we faint not and endure till the end, we will reap a harvest. Right, that's Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. Right, that's so lovely. All I did was speak it in. Speak it in. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. And then there's different versions. Let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up. Goes on and on with that. King James, right? Let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. So that's how easy it is to just, if you've got a vague memory that you saw or read something or heard something from the Bible, just speak it into, it's like AI has some good purposes as well as some very evil ones. I don't recommend interacting with it like a Ouija board. I really don't. It is like a Ouija board, and you will summon demons, as even Elon Musk himself said. Right, let's wrap it up there. Angela'sCashes.org, Angela Teresa Power Disney on Facebook, Angela Power Disney, Angela Power Diz 1 on X, and then you'll find me on Instagram and BitChute and so on. All right, God bless people. It's good to be back. It's a great computer. And even though I'm in a lot of health pain, I took some painkillers, which I don't like to do.